The history of Dragon Ball has always been changing. The power levels, the characters, the history itself is ever changing. For the longest time in Dragon Ball Z, we had a conflict between who will be the main character, between Gohan and Goku. And they tried to make Gohan the main character. They gave him a power boost, they gave him the first Super Saiyan 2 transformation and power unleashed. And from that time on, it was known that if Gohan actually trained, if he followed on the path of Goku, he will be the strongest Saiyan there is. Gohan has the most potential out of all of the Saiyans that we know of. But Goku has never seen him fulfill his destiny, follow in his father's footsteps. He slacked on training, and for the whole journey in Dragon Ball Super, it was nothing more than an obstacle sometimes.
Giving up already? Well, that's nothing like the Gohan I know.
And this is where alternate timelines come in. Alternate timelines is the concept of multiple flows of times. The same events happen differently, either with different characters or different outcomes, and that impacted the whole future. Just like the future Trunks arc, where he came back from the future and changed our present. And this is the story. Now, the story of a Saiyan who became the strongest. The story of Gohan when he became the strongest Saiyan. And I wanna know your opinion. Do you think that Gohan, if he trained now, can he become actually stronger than Goku and Vegeta? And I'm not gonna fool around, I'm gonna say this. No, he can't. He has potential, but he lacked for a long time. And he need to not just train, but train for years to get to where they are now. Time is a variable notion that offers so many possibilities. On the scale of the infinite universe, we know so much about the Dragon Ball world. But do you know this story? This story happens in the same universe we all know, but in a different timeline. It's the same thing that I said. This story has a different timeline that affects the current one. But the changes will be different than the time that Trunks went back in time. And on that note, we are in the future timeline, and we see the time machine. There, Bulma says that the machine is ready for a round trip. Take these capsules too, they will probably serve you well. When you get there, change your clothes. We don't want to arouse suspicion if you meet our old friends. So she's giving him just the rundown of what he needs to do, so no one will suspect anything, and he will fit in there. And we see even future Trunks, he's a bit jealous. He says, "You're really lucky. I would have liked to meet the others, especially my father." And we saw the time that he actually went there and met Vegeta, but this time it's not his story. This time it's the story of a different Saiyan. He gives Gohan his sword and says, "Here you go. I wanted to give it to you before you left. It will accompany you through everything. I hope you find it useful. And just wait a minute. I've got one last thing to do." Then he starts writing on the time machine. Bulma asks him what is he doing, what is he designing. He says, "I don't know why, but it was close to my heart. Hope." He named the shape Hope. Gohan says, "I will bring you hope. You have my word, Trunks." Hope of a better future. Hope for their timeline. The timeline that has almost faced extinction because of the androids. Will Gohan go about this differently? And will he be more efficient than the time that Trunks went back in time? What would have happened if a certain warrior had survived his fights to the death in the future and left 2 years earlier? With that, the time machine goes up in the sky. Hope is hopefully gonna come back to the future as Trunks and Bulma say goodbye to their fellow Saiyan friend Gohan. The year 782, the time machine vanishes into the sky from an era of chaos. In the year 764, a ship from the other end of the galaxy arrives on Earth. With it is Frieza and his father, King Cold, who have decided to annihilate the remaining Saiyans. He went back in time 18 years, just before Frieza had arrived. Frieza has landed on Earth, and Goku will not be present for another 3 hours. And this is the same as the main timeline. Nothing has changed since now. King Code asks, you're going to wait for the Super Saiyan? Frieza replies with, not quite. I thought I'd have a little fun with the Earthlings before his arrival. He then calls for his henchmen and says, you two are going to explore the area. They vanish. We see that Frieza is angry and full of hatred. He says, I will make him regret his delay. It will be a small compensation though, compared to what is done to me. Frieza has never lost before this. The only one that has beaten him was Goku. That's why, if you didn't know, he's full of hatred, like he's showing us now. But as he gives those strong words, trying to be intimidated, an explosion happens from behind him, and one of his henchmen is laying there unconscious. As he looks back, he sees someone carrying the other henchman. He gets down with him and drops him down. Frieza, looking at him, says, and who might you be? It's future Gohan. He's wearing the capsule wear, the same as Trunks before, and he has his sword. He has the same look as Trunks, but that doesn't mean everything will be the same. Gohan, and especially future Gohan, has a different personality than Trunks and present Gohan. So this is gonna be interesting. He tells him, I've come to take you out. Frieza and Shock says, pardon, can you repeat that? I don't think you know who you're talking to. I know you very well, Frieza. Frieza's honored that his name is known on a backwater planet like Earth. You there, get rid of him immediately. He's talking to his henchmen. He's only got a power level of 10. He reads that with a scouter, but the scouters can't be trusted, as we know. Future Trunks gets his hand up and fires a key blast towards him, throwing him crash into the ship and destroying a part of it. Then Frieza calls for everyone else. What are you people waiting for? As they all go at Future Gohan launches at them all, and with one attack he gets behind them and gets down. Frieza laughs as all of his henchmen drop down. It was an easy task for Future Gohan, and especially here, he's way stronger than Trunks were when he achieved Super Saiyan. Every Z fighter feels that something has happened. A huge power just appeared and wiped out a ton of little ones. We will have to get closer to find out for sure, as Piccolo says. He's right, they don't know Gohan and they don't know that Frieza got there. They are all in the world, especially after what happened on planet Namek. Gohan is facing King Cole and Frieza. Now it's your turn. We see something about Frieza that always drove him to his doom, and that is his arrogance. He says, did you hear that? He said it's going to be our turn. Such confidence. And if I'm him, I'm seeing this guy. After what happened with Goku, I wouldn't be this confident. Gohan says, don't hesitate to fight together. I won't be as easy as Goku. He's right, because, well, Goku, when he fought Frieza, he just achieved Super Saiyan. But future Gohan had experience with it. He got used to it at this point. So he knows a lot more about it than Goku, and he's a bit stronger than Goku now. That's why he says, I won't be as easy as Goku. Frieza says, but tell me, can I ask you another question? Your appearance, these fighting skills, would you happen to be a Saiyan as well? So what if I was? Gohan says. Then I will eliminate you before Goku can arrive here. I made a mistake over 20 years ago. I should have done my job better. Gohan smiles and says, you didn't just make one mistake. You've always underestimated Saiyans, and it almost got you killed on planet Namek. But I have another surprise for you. You should know that Goku isn't the only Super Saiyan in the universe. I am one myself. Frieza and his father are shocked as Gohan is just standing there smiling. He can't believe it. I don't know if I should laugh or tremble with fear. Gohan starts powering up. They're just standing there looking. He powers up more and releases all of his energy until he transforms to a Super Saiyan. Frieza is trembling in fear, so he knows what he should feel now. It's a nightmare. The Z fighters notice that something is wrong. A huge power level has just appeared. Kid Gohan says, don't panic everyone, it's my dad's energy, I'm sure. Is that really Goku's energy? Piccolo says, and why Gohan felt that it was Goku is because it's Gohan. Gohan has the same cells as Goku, has the same genes as Goku. That's why they feel that Goku is there. They don't know that another Saiyan is there instead of Goku. So this is what a Super Saiyan looks like, and we see the full transformation of future Gohan. The Super Saiyan transformation, the one who's stronger than Goku. Frieza can't believe it. Look, that's him. As we see Gohan and Goku put together, they look exactly like each other. They are father and son after all. Frieza doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He's just standing there angry. Gohan shouts and says, "It's time to end you, Frieza." As Frieza charges an energy attack on his hand, "Don't stop believing your lies, Saiyan." Gohan looks at him as Frieza fires the energy attack towards him. An explosion happens in front of him. Gohan is just standing there. He doesn't do anything. The Z fighters are there. They see the smoke. It's starting. We have to get to safety. Very good. This amateur had no chance against us anyway. A simple warm-up before Goku arrives, Frieza says. And from the smoke, it's Gohan. I said, use all of your power. Frieza is shocked as Gohan is seen from the smoke. If you're not serious, this will be a lot harder than you expect. So far, not much has differed from the story that we know. However, the curse of time is so unstable that you will soon forget everything that you think you know. And this is what I'm talking about. Time is different, and one event can change everything in the future. And this is what Gohan going back in time has done and will do for the future. He's way stronger than Trunks when he went back in time, and he's now stronger than Goku. So this will be different. Gohan has a different personality than Trunks, so this whole timeline will be different. And this was the story of a different timeline, an alternate one. The timeline where Gohan went back in time instead of Trunks. A timeline where he will try and bring hope back to the future. This was the story of the time that Gohan went back in time. As we seen, one small change has impacted everything. Gohan changed. The whole Dragon Ball universe has changed. I don't know if this is the better solution, but Gohan at least got his justice. At least this Gohan will fulfill his destiny, will follow in his father's footsteps and reach his fate. And this was it. Tell me what are your thoughts about this story in the comments. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you're safe. I always do. And I hope you're doing well mentally. I'm trying to. So, yeah. If you enjoyed, like. If you didn't enjoy, dislike. Whatever makes you happy. Yeah. Hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.